If you're taking the LSAT and you've only got about 2 months to raise your score, I want you to hear this first. Relax. You're not behind, you're not doomed, and you are absolutely not out of time. Today, I'm going to walk you through a clear, realistic, step by step plan to add 10 points to your LSAT score in the next 2 months, sometimes even more than 10 points, without burning out and without pretending this test is something it's not. I want to share with you a plan that actually works. And I know it works because I've seen it happen thousands of times. For those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz, and I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005. I personally raised my own score from a 152 to a 175, and I've helped thousands of students make big jumps, often on tight timelines and often while working full-time or juggling school and family. So I want to slow this down and do this the right way. 2 months might sound like not a whole lot of time, until you understand what actually moves LSAT scores. You don't need endless time or to see everything or to learn every single type of question that could conceivably show up. But you've got to have focus, precision, and in-depth feedback. 2 months is enough time to fix accuracy problems in logical reasoning or dramatically improve how you read reading comprehension passages. You can also build real timing and endurance and eliminate repeat mistakes that have been costing you points for months or even years. But it's also short enough that you're not going to lose urgency or drift into passive studying. Think of this like a focused sprint, not a marathon. Now, I've seen students move from the low 150s into the 160s and from the 160s into the 170s during a 2-month window because they stopped doing LSAT activities and they started doing LSAT work. Now, if you're retaking the LSAT, you've got to leave the past in the past. Chances are that maybe you're carrying baggage from the past. Maybe you froze on test day. Maybe your practice test scores didn't translate into real world test day conditions. And maybe you thought you were ready until you weren't. Now, here's the hard truth. None of that matters anymore. You cannot prepare to move forward while mentally relitigating the past. The next 2 months is a clean slate. What does matter is that you have clarity on why you want to go to law school, why now, and what LSAT score is actually going to change your outcomes, and what went wrong last time that you are not going to repeat this time around. And you want to be specific about it. Write down your goal score, put it somewhere you're going to see it daily as direction, as motivation. Your mindset is not motivation, though. It's permission to take this seriously without panicking. Now, the second step is to conduct a performance autopsy. And this is where students lose the most time and the most points. If you've taken practice tests or a real LSAT before, you don't want to look at your overall score because that tells you nothing. You've got to do a performance autopsy, question by question, section by section. You want to ask, where are the points leaking? Is there a particular type of logical reasoning question? Are there certain reading comp passage styles? Is it your end of section timing? Is it end of test fatigue? The patterns here matter more than individual misses. So start a simple wrong answer log. What was the question type? Why did you pick the wrong answer? And what would you do differently next time around? If you don't do this, you're going to keep studying hard and improving slowly. But if you do it, your improvement is going to accelerate. Now, the step 3 is to use the right materials in the right format, and this is non-negotiable. The LSAT is online, so your prep also has to be online. That means using real, actual official LSAT questions in the real LSAT online interface under real timing conditions. If you take practice tests on paper, that could potentially create fake confidence. Now, if you want your score to improve in the next 2 months, your practice tests have got to match test day as closely as possible. And that alone could fix a surprising number of mysterious test day score drops. Now, the fourth step is to build a smart 2-month study plan, a deliberate plan laying out exactly what to do. In your first 2 weeks, focus on accuracy. Maybe that's untimed logical reasoning drills or slow, deliberate reading comp work. At this phase, you want to focus on understanding, not speed, so you can fix your misunderstandings at the root. Then in weeks 3 to 4, you add timing, individual timed sections. You also start tracking your pacing. and you continue targeted drills on your weak areas, maybe add in some light endurance work. Then in weeks 5 to 6, you're doing full-length practice tests, at least one exam per week, deep in-depth review afterwards. You identify patterns in your mistakes, and then you adjust your pacing strategies. In weeks 7 and 8, you focus on test day prep, simulating full exams, fine-tuning your timing, eliminating any recurring mistakes, and you lock in your routine, your sleep, and your mindset. Now notice what is missing here. We're not talking about studying randomly. We're not overdoing full tests too early, and we're not chasing volume for the sake of volume. Which brings us to step 5, mastering the review process. This is where you get the points. That's where your scores are made. Checking the answer key is not review. Reading explanations is also not review. Real review means asking, where did my reasoning break? Did I misread the stimulus? Did I misunderstand the question? Did I fall for attempting wrong answer? You've got to understand why each wrong answer is wrong, why the right answer is provably, demonstrably right. If you can explain it out loud, if you can explain to somebody else clearly, you own it. But if you can't explain it, then you don't own it. And that's how you stop making the same mistakes under pressure. Now, we've also got to train timing and endurance intentionally. The LSAT, contrary to popular belief, is not a test of logic. It's a test of decision-making under time pressure. That means practicing 35-minute sections, learning when to skip and when to come back, and recognizing when to cut losses. Now, you want to track your timing here. You want to notice if it takes you a while to get warm up. You want to notice if you get fatigued towards the end. Endurance is trainable like anything else, but you're not going to build it by accident. Now, in the final stretch, the final week or two before the exam, your job is not to learn new tricks. Your job is consistency. You've got to know the format of the LSAT, the rules of the LSAT, and your personal test day routine. So practice under realistic conditions, dress the same way, eat the same way, warm up the same way. That's going to build your confidence, having a familiar process. Now, a 10-point increase in 2 months is not magic. It's the result of focused accuracy work, honest self-analysis, smart scheduling, real review, and consistent timed practice. The good news here is that law schools only care about your highest score. So this is your opportunity to rewrite your story, not by grinding harder, but by studying smarter. So trust the process, control what you can, and take this test seriously without letting it control you. That's how scores move.